Good morning. My name is Jay Rosenthal, and I'm the Managing Director of Business of Cannabis. Welcome to the Cannabis Daily Show for Wednesday, March 2nd, 2020. Since 2017, we've highlighted the companies, brands, people, and trends driving the cannabis industry, and we try to do that here every day. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, and always feel free to visit us at businessofcannabis.com, as well as through all of our social channels, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe. And if you're not watching on YouTube, please do subscribe on YouTube. A few event announcements as we get going. On March 10th, that is a week from tomorrow, we will be in New York for Business of Cannabis New York sessions. We'll be at the Williamsburg Hotel. We'll be talking about how to connect social equity licensees with capital. That's presented by Leafly and Vicente Sederberg. On March 30th, we will be online for our monthly retail series, talking about how to prepare your cannabis retail store or dispensary for 420. And we just announced this week that we have moved our event from Miami to New York for September in 2022 for Business of Cannabis New York. It's over 2 days. It's going to be a bonanza. All that information is in the description below. Now, for today's stories, the pros and cons of cannabis investing versus sports betting, the highs and lows of earnings season, Pure Sunfarms Noya together bring cookies concentrates north of the border, and Summerway relaunches on the LSE. For our first story, MSOs or sports betting? Since regulators aren't overly keen on legalizing either, which one is the best buy? That's the question that Bay Street tried to analyze. Now, the argument, well, cannabis isn't federally legal in the US, and there's no signs of that changing anytime soon, but there's limited growth potential, ETFs may be the smarter way to go, according to Bay Street. Now, DraftKings is one of the better sports betting picks, but it's predicted to lose significant EBITDA in 2022 and rising costs that could outsize revenue. So the conclusion, well, quote, between the two sectors, MSOs are a better buy. Without federal legalization, many MSOs are still profitable. They are not overspending or over expanding through opening stores. Their acquisitions are conservative. This will pay off for investors in the end. For our second story, earnings up since earnings down. US MSO Green Thumb's revenues beat its fourth quarter estimates, while Village Farms cannabis flower has maintained its top selling spot in Ontario, Alberta, and BC. Cronos, meanwhile, announced the closure of its Stayner, Ontario cultivation facility. Here are some of the other highlights. Green Thumb revenues jumped by 37.4% thanks to new store openings, M&A, and better than anticipated sales. Guess people love cannabis. Village Farms, for their end, cannabis sales increased by 10% to 34.4 million US. Now, Cronos Group reported a $133.9 million net loss in Canadian dollars and will move all of its cultivation to its Cronos Grow Co. joint venture and to contract growers. For our third story, cookies for everyone. California's cookie brand continues its Canadian invasion, this time with concentrates made in partnership between Pure Sunfarms and Noya, this according to the Financial Post. Here are some of the details. Cookie genetics come from Noya. Pure Sunfarms grew the strains and processed 4 initial product offerings. These are GP20 Diamonds, GP20 Sauce, Georgia P Diamonds, and Georgia P Sauce. All 4 are now available in Ontario, so get your order in because they're going to go fast. Now, for his part, Cookies co-founder Berner said, the response from the Canadian market has been incredible, and I'm excited to expand the Cookies product portfolio with a fire menu of strain-specific concentrates. Anytime we can throw fire into a quote, that's great. For our final story, listed on the LSE. Last October, UK-based Summerway Capital announced it was buying one of the only high THC medical cannabis growers in the UK, Vertigrow Technology, for £80 million. Now, after relaunching its shares on the LSE's alternative investment market, the company has raised an additional £8.5 million to fulfill its goals to reserve 50,000 medical consumers and generate an estimated £90 million in annual revenues via Vertigrow. This according to BusinessCan. Those are the stories we're watching today. Join 10,000 others and catch all of these stories and more in your inbox every day at 7 a.m. with our Cannabis Daily newsletter. And for those keeping track, that was episode 38 of the Cannabis Daily Show. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube or wherever you caught the program. And please do subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.